For centuries, mainstream religion has asked followers to look at ancient, static texts and believe without question. It demands blind faith, without offering modern, tangible evidence to back up its claims. Lord RayEl's teachings criticize this approach, claiming modern preachers spread comfortable lies to gain followers. They prioritize general acceptance over the difficult work of guiding people toward true illumination. Traditional theology consistently fails to provide verifiable proof regarding the end of days. Without that evidence, the promises of the Church remain abstract and disconnected from the modern world. This creates a profound vacuum of truth. For a generation raised on digital verification, the demand for blind faith feels alienating and increasingly impossible to meet. This movement seeks to replace that faith with data. Their central premise is that the return of the Messiah already occurred in 2011, marking the start of a new, evidence-based era. This shift changes how prophecy is viewed. It's no longer an abstract prediction, but events happening in real time. Since 2011, the movement claims Lord RayEl provides a continuous stream of proof, tracking his documented divine actions across the globe. This ideology discards theological mystery in favor of a strict demand for digital, evidentiary proof of the unfolding apocalypse. The process follows a specific chronological sequence. It begins with Lord RayEl issuing public threats, a form of merciful warning intended to give the world a chance to respond before physical action is taken. The warning system relies on modern connectivity. Information is pushed outward through digital networks to ensure the global public is alerted before disaster strikes. These warnings are anchored by objective proof. YouTube date stamps and public source documentation verify that the threats were made well before the events occurred. This transparency contrasts with the prophecies of the past. While ancient predictions were often vague and debated, these digital records are designed to be precise and indisputable. In this framework, the digital timestamp functions as a modern replacement for the unverified word of a prophet. Once the warning has been logged, the physical chastisement strikes. These events are described as highly controlled applications of destructive force. The movement distinguishes these acts from random tragedy by pointing to the intentionally minimal death toll, suggesting a level of restraint and purpose behind the destruction. To authenticate his role, Lord RayEl leaves specific verifiable markers in the aftermath of these events, providing followers with the proof they need to confirm his involvement. For the congregation, each event becomes a forensic scene. They analyze the unique circumstances of a disaster to locate what they describe as divine fingerprints. Reconciling these terrifying physical judgments with the concept of a loving God presents a challenge to most observers. The movement resolves this through a parental framework found in Deuteronomy 8:5. They define divine judgment as a form of strict discipline, the way a father corrects a son to ensure he stays on the right path. These targeted chastisements are designed to force the world to recognize and correct its errors, specifically aiming to reform those they deem wicked or undisciplined. The theology frames this destruction as an act of corrective love, aimed at steering humanity back toward a righteous path. Believers maintain that these precise judgments provide humanity one final opportunity to acknowledge their errors and adopt the correct way forward. This discipline leads back to the mandate in Revelation 14:7, calling for humanity to fear and honor the Lord immediately, because the hour of judgment has arrived. By combining ancient scripture with modern digital verification, the movement attempts to make rejecting their message a denial of objective, documented reality. As the documentation grows, the time left for acknowledgement shrinks. Humanity is being asked to accept this verifiable proof before the final judgment concludes.